is short-term rental accommodation. Now, there's a discussion paper out. And I know over the last probably 4 to 6 months, I've been talking about different discussion papers. There was the get retail out of my head, Residential Tenancies Act regulations, and the discussion paper around, what is coming with the changes with the bill that went through Parliament last September. There's the amendment bill for the property services reforms, as they're being referred to, that went through March last year. So we've all been able to have discussion and comment on this, and we're still having comments on most of these. Now, what we've got now is that there is the opportunity to comment on the short-term accommodation discussion paper. Now, so we can have our say. So the government is implementing a new framework for this short-term accommodation industry. It's big, it's booming, everybody's getting on the bandwagon with short-term accommodation. It includes changes to planning laws. Mandatory code of conduct is included in this. It considers the introduction of an industry-led register of short-term accommodation properties. And the department is looking at, so this is the Department of Planning, Industry and Environment, they're seeking feedback about the code of conduct for the short-term accommodation industry. Now, that's going to affect hosts, guests, online booking platforms, letting agents. And guys, if you're property managers, you've got tenants in there, and if they start then looking at doing short-term accommodation in the properties that they're renting from your landlords, so your clients, you've got issues, and you should know what's going on in this area and what could or could not possibly come through with this new code of conduct. They want feedback on the draft Fair Trading Amendment, the regulations that will support the implementation of that code. They're looking at a proposed introduction of an industry-led property register, so they want comment on that. They're looking at draft planning instruments, which will allow residential premises to be used for short-term rental accommodation under specific conditions. So some of those are detailed, and they provide a statewide definition of short-term rental accommodation, which is nice because everybody seems to define it and look at it in a slightly different way. And that means when you're looking at it in terms of the Residential Tenancies Act and looking at it under all different requirements and different pieces of legislation, it's how traditional agents will deal with that. And so there's plenty in there to have a look at. So guys, I encourage you, we are being given the opportunity to make comment. If we don't take these opportunities and look at the documentation and make comment about the documentation, then when we turn around in 12 months' time and it's come in as legislation, we can't sit back and go, oh, we don't like this, if we didn't actually take that opportunity to have a say. So guys, you have to have a say, you have to have a look at it. Particularly if you're in property management, particularly if you do holiday leasing, guys, this is for you. You need to have a look at this documentation. Hop onto the Fair Trading website, type in short-term accommodation into that search bar at the top of the page, and you'll be able to access that. You can write your comments, and the submission you can actually submit online.